Hey, it's Ed here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for SP500 with Elliott Wave Theory. A couple of advertisements here at the start. I finally completed the Elliott Wave and RSI Advanced course, so if you want to master the RSI and want to learn how it can be utilized properly with Elliott Wave Theory, check out the course on Udemy. I've also founded Countertrend Capital with these guys over here, so if you are looking for signal service and more education, check us out here on countertrendcapital.com. And lastly, if you want to educate yourself and support me, you can take a look at Patreon, where you can find Elliott Wave Basics course, access to weekly live streams and extra content overall. Thank you for your support. Let's get into the charts next. So here we are on 1 hour time frame, and today we're going to be focusing on this structure over here. Again, as stated last time, we were looking at a couple of different ideas here, either a bull scenario or a bear scenario. Let's take a look at the bear scenario first. From the highs, where we had this as a potential 1-2 and a 1-2. Now within this wave 2 here, we had this as 3-wave coming up, 3-wave coming down, and another 3-wave up. So again, that would be a WXY. That is again definitely possible for wave 2, but again, the idea was that we were going to get lower here. Now, while this 1-2-1-2 scenario is very bearish overall, it is still possible, or it's not possible on Nasdaq, where if we are comparing the same chart, we would be looking at something like this, where even if this was a 1-2 here, we have already gone beyond these highs here on Nasdaq, taking out, even if we had this 3-wave here, 3-wave and 3-wave, we are already gone beyond here. So we can't have a 1-2-1-2 here overall. Sure, we can have 3 here, some kind of 3 here, and then another 3 here. Not my favorite, but again, Nasdaq is a bit different right now than S&P 500, which is why I wanted to mention that as well. But yeah, S&P 500 still having the possibility of having this as a 1-2-1-2. Now, what else did we have? That was the bear possibility. Again, 1-2-1-2. Then we'd be expecting a smaller 1-2 here, 3, 4, 5, and then looking for way more down. But again, I'm not quite sure if that is going to be playing out based on the fact that Nasdaq doesn't have the same structure possible. Then we had the bull count, where we had this as a potential ABC finishing at these lows here. We had a 1-to-1 hit comparing the size of wave 1 of micro against the wave 5 of micro here. So we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Again, not the best structure here in the middle. We would have to assume we have some kind of 5 wave here. Wave 2 would be very small in time and in price as well, comparing it to that wave 4 here. But that's the only way I can actually label it in 5 ways to the lows here. And as previously mentioned, we were looking at this as potential, or the only potential long setup would be that we were looking at this as a diagonal going up. I took a long here against these lows, and I'm still within that. I have very tight stop loss here, and he's still playing that structure. But again, I want to be seeing a 3-way structure coming down and up once more if I want to be playing this actually. I'm short on Nasdaq over here, at least on this structure, but again on Nasdaq it's somewhere here in comparison, but I did not short S&P 500 yet, and I'm not quite sure if I want to. If this indeed is a ABC, we have to be thinking about the bull scenario where we are climbing up correctively, and instead of this being a 1, 2, 3, this would be just a WXY, basing this either being A wave or wave W. So again, at that point, we'd be looking for a 3-way pullback on both. Depending on how low this goes, we can be adjusting this to be either a B or WX. And again, at that point, we would be looking for that 3rd wave here overall. And again, as this is kind of similar size to this C wave here, we could already see that this would be just the first structure going up again. And this is how we can be correcting up higher constantly. And again, we have different counts based on where we could be climbing up higher, but my bias is still to the downside. If we take out these highs here around 4.2k, of course there's a lot of ground to be covered here and a lot of different swings to be happening. But at that point again, we would have different counts getting basically invalidated. So again, that is something that we definitely want to be seen. Of course, there was that possibility which we were talking about, this WXY count, for example, where we have this as a W, three-way pull back into these lows, and then we'd be looking for that three-way structure, which I mentioned here, upwards. And again, this is assuming this one-to-one, that the last wave Y would be similar sized as this wave W here. So keep that in mind. Again, multiple possibilities, since all of these again seem to be kind of three-wave-ish. And while some of the counts are not possible on NASDAQ, it makes me doubt that this is indeed not a bear count of a true 1-2-1-2 to the downside. But while it is still possible here, we have to be tracking that the true invalidation for that bear count is at these highs here, where wave 2 would become or would go higher than the origin of wave 1. So again, that would be $4,115. So keep in mind of that while we are looking for this structure to be playing out. But yeah, I think that is pretty much going to do it for this video on SP500. Again, if you want to educate yourself, check out Patreon for the basics course of Elliott Wave and the weekly live streams. And of course, check out the Udemy course if you want to be diving into more of the RSI and Elliott Wave, how those two work together. And yeah, that's basically it. For trade setups, check out Countertrend Capital and for more education there as well. Thanks for watching and see you on the next video. Bye bye.